Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to follow the events of Evernight, episode 17. Previously, as soon as Ning Ke arrived at the House of Red Sleeves, he was warmly welcomed by the manager and the courtesans, leaving all of his academy classmates stunned. Thanks to his close friendships with Shui Juer, Lu Shui, and especially Madame Jian, he was treated like an honored guest. At Ning Ke's request, Lu Shui agreed to perform a Hu dance and even promised to teach it to Situ Yilin in the future. The banquet soon became lively, and Ning Ke was repeatedly persuaded to drink until he became completely intoxicated. While resting by the balcony, Situ Yilin asked how he had come to know the princess of the Tang Empire. But Ning Ke was far too drunk to give a proper answer. In episode 17, still drunk, Ning Ke was questioned repeatedly by Situ Yilin about his past. He could only remember growing up in Min Mountain, later moving to Wei City, and living as an orphan. Everything before that remained a blur. Just then, Shui Juer returned to take care of him. In his drunken state, Ning Ke instinctively embraced her and began mumbling nonsense, leaving Situ Yilin both embarrassed and speechless. It wasn't until someone reminded him that Tang Tang was still waiting for him at home that he finally regained a bit of clarity. He immediately wrote a short note asking someone to deliver it to number 47 Lin Alley, telling Tang Tang to finish the remaining chicken soup and letting her know he would not be coming home that night. In truth, Ning Ke had not gotten drunk simply because he was having fun. He drank because he was overwhelmed with happiness after discovering a tiny ray of hope on his path toward cultivation through what he had learned at the academy. Just as he was about to continue drinking, the maid Xiao Sao suddenly appeared with a message from Madame Jian, ordering him to drink a hangover remedy, take a bath, and then go upstairs to meet her. That single message was enough to silence the entire House of Red Sleeves, and no one dared encourage Ning Ke to drink another cup. While Ning Ke sobered up and changed clothes, the academy students couldn't stop talking about how he had once again been summoned by Madame Jian. Taking the opportunity, Situ Yilin asked Shui Juer why everyone at the House of Red Sleeves treated Ning Ke so differently. Shui Juer smiled and explained that Ning Ke was unlike any other guest. Whenever he visited, he came only to chat, listen to their stories, and treat everyone sincerely. He never came seeking pleasure or trying to take advantage of anyone. That genuine kindness had earned him the friendship and respect of every woman there. She also revealed that beneath Ning Ke's calm and composed appearance was a man carrying tremendous loneliness and pressure. Only at the House of Red Sleeves could he truly relax without being judged. Finally, Shui Juer quietly admitted that she too had grown up as an orphan, making it easy for her to understand and sympathize with Ning Ke's life. After bathing and recovering from his drunkenness, Ning Ke met with Madame Jian. She asked about his studies at the academy and advised him not to spend all of his time reading in the old library. Instead, she encouraged him to improve his etiquette, handwriting, and most importantly, to set his sights on entering the academy's second floor. According to Madame Jian, in the Tang Empire, true talent mattered far more than one's humble origins or social status. She also warned Ning Ke not to indulge too much in drinking or spending time at the House of Red Sleeves. She wasn't against his visits there, but she reminded him that a person's worth was determined by ability and character, not by where they chose to spend their time. If he truly wished to become equals with people like Situ Yilin and Jin Wukai, he would first have to earn their respect through his own strength. On his way home, Ning Ke kept reflecting on Madame Jian's words. His determination to reach the second floor of the academy grew even stronger, both to avenge his family and to change his own destiny. That same night, a tall and gaunt Taoist dressed in ragged clothing quietly arrived to meet Shui Juer. By chance, he noticed the note Ning Ke had left for Tang Tang and immediately became fascinated by its handwriting. Using wine instead of ink, the Taoist carefully traced the characters onto the wooden table. The moment he completed the strokes, an indescribable aura spread throughout the room. Shui Juer, standing outside, was suddenly overwhelmed by a deep longing for a home and the warmth of a family she had never known, signaling that Ning Ke's handwriting had already begun to contain an extraordinary spiritual power. The Taoist was none other than the divine talisman master Yan Sei. Although Ning Ke's note had been scribbled while he was drunk, Yan Sei sensed a unique artistic intent unlike anything he had ever encountered. The more he studied those seemingly chaotic strokes, the more astonished he became. Hidden within them was a profound state of mind that even a divine talisman master could not fully comprehend. In reality, those words had been written shortly after Ning Ke experienced a moment of enlightenment inside the old library. Combined with the effects of alcohol, they unconsciously revealed his truest emotions. When Yan Sei reproduced the handwriting using wine, the emotions hidden inside every stroke were released throughout the House of Red Sleeves. Lu Shui was overwhelmed with homesickness. Shui Juer longed for the family she had never possessed. Madame Jian burst into tears as memories of Kei Horan returned, along with the countless bowls of chicken soup she had once prepared while waiting for him to come home. Yan Sei finally realized that the handwriting did not carry the scent of chicken soup itself. Instead, it expressed the longing to return home. Yet he could not understand why someone like Ning Kei treasured a simple maid and an ordinary bowl of leftover chicken soup so deeply. The following morning, after Yan Sei left, Shui Juer discovered that the characters he had written with wine had become permanently engraved into the rosewood table as though carved into it. Realizing this might become an invaluable treasure one day, she carefully preserved the table. Meanwhile, Yan Sei ordered an investigation into Ning Qiu's background. He learned that Ning Kei had once escorted the Princess of Tang but possessed absolutely no cultivation talent. He had even failed to enter the Academy's Department of Arts. The news filled Yan Sei with regret. He believed Ning Kei possessed extraordinary natural talent for talisman arts, but without the ability to cultivate, it would be nearly impossible for him to become Yan Sei's successor. After sobering up, Ning Kei told Tang Tang that he had finally found a small clue that might allow him to remember the mysterious writings inside the old library, giving him one last hope of entering the world of cultivation. Although repeated failures had taught him to temper his expectations, he refused to let this final opportunity slip away. From that day on, he devoted himself entirely to studying. Every morning he attended classes at the academy. Every afternoon he climbed to the old library, sat beside the western window, and immersed himself in ancient texts. Using the 8 principles of the eternal character, he broke every written character into individual brushstrokes, deliberately forgetting the meanings of the words while concentrating solely on the artistic intent hidden inside each stroke. The mysterious female instructor continued watching him silently but offered no further guidance. After many exhausting days, Ning Kei finally attempted to meditate using the brush strokes he had comprehended. Inside his spiritual world, those strokes transformed into endless blades and storms of swords that battered his mind with terrifying force. The backlash became so severe that he coughed up blood and nearly lost his life. At the critical moment, the mysterious teacher intervened and forcefully pulled him out of meditation, warning him not to be so stubborn because his body simply was not suited for cultivation. Grateful for her help, Ning Kei respectfully bowed before leaving behind a written message inside the book. That night, Chen Pipi secretly returned to the old library and discovered Ning Qiu's notes. He was amazed that Ning Kei had independently invented such an unusual learning method. But he also realized Ning Kei still misunderstood the most fundamental principles of cultivation. Chen Pipi therefore left an explanation. He compared the human body to a flute. Mental power was the breath. The cultivation apertures were the holes of the flute. Without open apertures, no matter how powerful one's mental strength became, it could never resonate with heaven and earth. This was the first truly important explanation that allowed Ning Kei to understand the greatest obstacle standing in his way. As the academy's final examinations drew closer, all the students became busy preparing for the tests. Ning Kei, however, looked forward only to the lunch break, when he could return to the old library and read the mysterious person's reply. After reading the explanation, he finally understood why he could never cultivate. If his body truly was a flute without holes, then no amount of mental power could ever produce a sound. Although he deeply admired the wisdom of the mysterious writer, he was devastated to learn that his inability to cultivate was an innate limitation. Still, he refused to surrender. While wandering among the bookshelves, he came across Wu Zan's treatise on the Horan sword, reminding him of the swordsman who had once attempted to assassinate Princess Li Yu. He continued using the 8 principles of the eternal character to study it. This time, however, the sword intent hidden inside the text was unimaginably powerful. The energy inside his body transformed into a sword that stabbed directly into his chest, causing agony as though his heart had truly been pierced. Yet because he had survived countless life and death experiences, Ning Kei endured the pain without collapsing. When the pain finally subsided, a bold thought appeared in his mind. If pain existed because his cultivation paths were blocked, then perhaps enduring enough pain would eventually force those blocked passages open. Believing his determination was no weaker than the legendary heroes of old, Ning Ke resolved to walk a path that no one had ever attempted before. Before leaving the old library, he wrote another message for the mysterious correspondent. If Haoshan has destined me to spend my entire life with every cultivation aperture sealed, then I will force them open with my own hands. It was a declaration that he would never submit to fate. Not long afterward, Ta Thuavan and Chung Dai Tuan unexpectedly appeared outside Class C and publicly challenged Ning Ke. They proposed settling everything during the academy's final examinations by competing in writing, archery, and mathematics, the very subjects in which Ning Ke had ranked first during the entrance examination. Ta Thuavan hoped to reclaim the pride he had lost after repeatedly being overshadowed by Ning Ke. Ning Ke regarded the challenge as little more than childish rivalry, but accepted it anyway to avoid unnecessary arguments. The wager was simple. Whoever lost would buy the winner a meal. Meanwhile, the students of Class C enthusiastically began planning ways to help Ning Ke defeat his rival. Ignoring the challenge completely, Ning Ke returned once more to the old library. Finding no reply from the mysterious writer, he continued studying the Horan sword. Every meditation transformed the sword intent into countless invisible blades that tore through his body. Convinced that pain meant his blocked cultivation paths were resisting, he stubbornly continued using the sword intent to force open his sealed apertures. But every attempt failed. Each newly formed passage collapsed almost immediately. His body grew weaker by the day. His face became pale. He coughed blood. His lungs suffered serious damage. Tang Tang stayed awake night after night taking care of him, while even the physician could only prescribe nourishing medicine and urge him to rest. Despite paying such a terrible price, the mountain blocking his cultivation remained completely unmoved. Late one night, Chen Pipi secretly returned to the old library again. After reading Ning Q's latest declaration about forcing open his own cultivation apertures, he was both shocked and furious. He immediately rejected the idea. According to Chen Pipi, only the Great Divine Descent ritual performed jointly by the three great divine priests of the West Hill Divine Palace possessed the power to forcibly open another person's cultivation apertures. Even a genius like himself had received nothing more than a few heaven-connecting pills. How could Ning Ke possibly hope to defy heaven and change his destiny by sheer willpower alone? To Chen Pipi, Ning Q's determination was nothing short of madness. And with that, episode 17 comes to an end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next episode. See you in episode 18.
Kẻ nào đã vào ngự thư phòng của trẫm? Sự vật tồn tại khách quan. Tức 3D.com. Ninh Khuyết nói sau khi trở về lại thổ huyết suốt một đêm rồi từ bỏ ý định. Người chắc ngắm cá. Ngang. Không phục thật. Tới rồi. Chà, Ninh Khuyết đã 5 ngày rồi, người khá lắm. Hắn lại nhanh vậy đã hồi phục rồi. Vẫn muốn lên đó chứ? Phải. Đã chỉ hoãn nhiều ngày rồi, vẫn chưa bản nhập chi mệnh. từ bỏ từ lâu. Phải rồi, Tạ công tử thế nào rồi, nghe